Good. Good evening. Welcome, everybody, to the Week 3 recap, the Week 4 preview for Warrenton's finest fantasy football league. Sorry for that. I've got this weird lingering cough that it's very productive. When I do cough, usually expiate some type of phlegm from deep in the recesses of my chest, but I don't feel sick. I don't think I am sick. I just have this cough for like the last 2 weeks. Anyways, how's everybody else feeling? You guys feeling pretty well? Okay, good. Well, good. Glad to hear it. Let's go ahead and dive in to our Week 3 recap. Now, let me just tell you, I'm glad for once. The first 2 weeks, I was embroiled in scandal and just weird things happening. I guess we should address briefly the flip-flop flipperoni of Hannah's and my game from week 2, the old victory defeat. That was weird. I don't know. I haven't seen that happen before. I've seen point adjustments before, but I've never seen it where it directly impacted the outcome of a game after they posted the outcome of the game. So that was weird, but Carlos, stop accusing me of shenanigans. My integrity has never been higher than it is right now. I am unimpeachable. All right, enough about that. So let's get into week 3. Week 3, like I said, nothing crazy. I was going up against Jason, and I honestly, guys, I don't know if it wasn't for the fact that Jason did a trade, which I think is the worst trade that's happened this season. Greg's and Sean's was pretty close, but this Sean and Jason one, I don't know. Sean, I know it's a long season. Travis Kelce might remember that he likes playing football more than he likes modeling a mustache while pouting and dreaming about Taylor Swift, but I don't think so. He looks like poo-poo. Anyways, if it wasn't for that trade, I would think that Jason, since he didn't make the draft, I doubt he's watched any of these videos. I don't even know. He's probably spent a total of 68 seconds in the app and this whole season. But that's all it took to beat me because I've got a real great team. So yeah, I went into that Monday night games, with a little bit of a lead. I just needed him to not score 17 points with Joe Burrows. Thanks, Washington. You gave him 26 points. So I lose handily, 102.5 to 93.92. That's enough. There was really nothing I could have done better. I guess I could have played DeAndre Hopkins instead of Devontae Adams. But then I would have lost. Oh, no, I would have won. Nuts. All right, well, that's shame on me. Okay, next up, Team Queen against Team Touchdown. Now, Hannah, you lost. You did. However, going into Monday night, you were down. It was 113.66 to like 52. You were down by a ton, and you had such a great showing by James Cook, Terry McLaurin, and whatever Kincaid's first name is. I want to say Dalton. Let me just see if I was right. Dalton Kincaid. They gave you like 60 points. I mean, you lost by only 15 when you were down by 70 with only 3 people to go. So keep it up. You've got the makings of a good team. Unfortunately for you, Hannah, you just keep playing the wrong person the wrong week. Except for me last week. But nearly it was the wrong person. So we'll touch on that a bit more. But Dan, congratulations. Your auto-drafted team is putting up points in droves, even with 2 people getting you 0 points, which is impressive that you had 113 with really just 6 people playing, which is incredible. Although Hannah did have 0 points from her kicker. Hey, I had 0 points from my kicker too. What's up with that? That's kind of stupid. But don't say stupid. That's what my son says. All right, next up, we had the Weasel going up against Creature. Now, it was looking like that Malik Neighbors trade, which I touched on earlier, was going to be the difference maker. He put up 24 points. 24 points for you, Sean, in your first week of having him. Meanwhile, just going back to Jason, Kelce got him a total of 5 points, which was his season best, by the way. Anyways, I thought that trade was going to be the difference maker, but no. Jamar Chase remembered that he is all that he was supposed to be. 27 points from him, 24 points from Malik Neighbors. We don't need to enact trade vetoes. Everyone just knows now, don't trade with Sean. Well, everyone knows that except for probably Mike, Jason, Brandon, and Dan, because I don't think those 4 are really paying attention. Okay, moving on. We've got Gone Fishing against the Overachiever. Now, guys, this was the least exciting yet most exciting matchup of the week. Hannah, remember how I said you just keep playing the wrong person each week? If you had played either one of these fellas, you just would have looked like an all-star. But no, you didn't. You played someone scoring in the hundreds. We had a nice little battle here in the 70s. The old gone fishing. Matt going up against Michaels, the overachiever. Now, Michael, you are aptly named because you are undefeated and you are, in fact, overachieving. And we'll get into that later. But this game was ridiculous. All that needed to happen was exactly what did not happen. Gone Fishing was winning. I wish I had written it down. 72 to, let's just say, like 40 or something. And Michael had Jaden Daniels and Brian Robinson Jr. from Washington. And 72.86 to 72.84. I don't think I've ever seen a victory where it was needed to be like a comeback victory and it was achieved by 0.02 points. Like, that is the closest margin I think we're ever going to come across. The 0.02. Matt, I'm proud of you for not disowning your friendship with Michael. And, well, maybe you have. Maybe you're hiding it well. We'll see. But that was insane. That was insane. Not to mention the fact that Michael nearly lost because Jaden Daniels had to take a knee at the end of the game because, Michael, you were up by like 1 point, 1 full point, which would have been a close margin, but you took a knee, which counts as lost yards, which it really shouldn't. I don't know why that counts as lost yards. That's like, that doesn't make sense. That should be addressed by somebody. But the fact that kneel gave you a 0.02 margin of victory, insane. You guys just have pretty terrible teams. Matt, I didn't know that you had Caleb Williams, but if you had played him, you actually would have won. So think about that next week. But who knows? Jalen Hurts, he's been off. There's Eagles. Eagles have had a weird start to the year. Speaking of weird start to the year, we had Carlos going up against Greg, and Greg was looking for his first victory. And Carlos, I think you were too. I need to check on that and see. But Greg, you ran all over him. You had 3 running backs start, and that's not even counting your flex. Who's this guy? Zach Ma. 4. So I'm counting Lamar Jackson as a running back. You had 4 running backs who got you a total of 25, 35, 30, and 18. I mean, that's basically all your points. That's insane because your receivers did just poo-poo. Just nothing. Nothing at all. I don't even know who these people are. 0.7, 2.3, 5.1. But Mark Andrews, 0 points, Carlos. I don't know what's going on. We could do one of those trades. I'm enjoying a little trade back and forth. Maybe one day I'll do my first trade ever of my career. But Greg, congratulations. Winless no more. Carlos, always next week. Next up, we had Mike go up against Brandon, freshly off his surgery. Hopefully you're recovering well, Brandon. And Mike, I hope you're doing well, buddy. And I think this is the second week in a row where Mike was down points going into the final games and just crushed it. I mean, Josh Allen, 30 points. And Derrick Henry got you 30. Brandon, your team's not so great. It's because you auto-draft, or you did not auto-draft. You need to change your name because ChatGPT no more. Your AI turned into just not even intelligence. No intelligence. Anyways, that wasn't even smart. I'm tired. Okay, well, that's our week 3 recap. So let's take a look at the standings right now. Standings in the East Division, Team Touchdown, 3-0. Creature, 2-1, slightly above average, 2-1, aptly named. Greg and I and Matt are all 1-2. The West, we've got 2 undefeated teams. Mike and Michael continues to be a good league to be named Michael, and 3-0. Team Queen and Brandon 1-2, and then Carlos and the Weasel 0-3. So we have 3 undefeated teams. We have 2 teams who have not won at all. The rest of us are just kind of middling around there. But remember, I was talking about Hannah. You just have had poor timing here. You've scored 322 points, which is fairly good as far as where that ranks, about middle of the pack. But you've had 355 points scored against you, which is the second highest points total scored against someone. Carlos, you've had very poor luck. 284 points, so not the most that you've scored, but you've had 361 against you. So even when you've had a chance, you haven't had a chance. And then Michael, you've only scored 290 points you barely have outscored Carlos, who hasn't won, but you've only had 222 points scored against you all season. 222. That's such a small number. It's almost how many points Matt scored for the whole year, which is only 240. Now, this is funny. Matt, you've scored 244.48 points, and you've had 244.47 scored against you. So, like, that's why you've had such nail biters, because you're just matching whatever's been scored against you. But Michael, how long can the luck hold out for you? I don't know, but you continue to get the right person to play against on the right week. Let's see how that works out in this next week. So looking ahead to week 4. How's it already week 4 of the season? That's insane. I'm going up against Creature. Right now I'm projected 113.3 to Sean's 109.8. That'll change as soon as he does some type of trade. And I'll be losing by a lot more. Then we've got Jason going up against Hannah. Jason's projected 111.4 to Hannah's 107.4. Team Touchdown going against the Weasel, and undefeated against an undie-wind. Dan right now projected to lose 101.2 to Paul's 110. Carlos against Matt. Let's see how this works out. Point total margin. Carlos, I guarantee you won't be blown out this game, but you still might lose. You're projected 99. Matt, you have 102.5 projected. Next up, Michael against Mike. The battle of the undefeateds in the West. 102.7 for Michael projected. Mike's is 94.8. But guys, Mike, you've got somebody who's out. Austin Eckler is out. Also, you've got about 4 Qs next to you. That's a lot of Q, a lot of red on that team you got there, Mike. You might want to take a look at your lineup before Thursday. Next up, we have Greg going against Brandon. Greg's hoping that Brandon continues his slump of not winning, but Brandon's hoping that Greg continues his slump of being Greg. Greg right now is projected 111.1 to Brandon's 105.7. So there you have it, folks. That's our projections for week 4. Everybody check your lineups. Everybody check your trade proposals. We do have a, let's take a look at our, I've got a poll going on right now of whether or not we should bring back vetoes for trades. And right now the poll has 7 votes, which is good because I thought only 4 of you guys were paying attention. We have 4 votes at no, 3 votes at yes. This is close, pretty close, but we'll go with what majority says. I think this will end, we'll end it in a day or so. We'll see what happens. But anyways, have yourselves a very merry Wednesday. Check your lineups. See ya.